Welcome back to the channel, guys. So it's getting a little chilly over here in Arkansas, and I was about to go make a vegetable soup. That's my plan for the day. And usually, look, coon asses, we're gonna sip on something while we're cooking and get this dish started off right. You know what I mean? But I had this Evan Williams single barrel, and I just thought to myself, we never did a review on this one, so here I am, right before I go cook this soup. But that's what we got. It's Evan Williams single barrel. It's hard to find it at one point, but I think they did a release, but we'll talk about that. Check it out, guys. Evan Williams single barrel. So this bottle was getting a little low, and like I said, I was gonna do a little cooking, but I wanted to, sip on a little something while I'm cooking. This one, at one point, this bottle actually was all over the place. I saw it in Louisiana. Never pulled the trigger on it because the proof on it was a little low. It's 43.3% ABV, so you're 86.6 proof. I don't know. Usually I like the 90 proof, 100, 115 is perfect. I've had stuff a little higher with the barrel proof, but I never really wanted to pull the trigger on it. And then all of a sudden, they made it a Kentucky only exclusive, or some people had said a distillery only exclusive, so you couldn't pick one up. But now, I mean, they did a run come springtime, and they did a little distribution nationwide. So for a limited amount of time, like, this is available everywhere. I don't know if they plan on doing runs throughout the year, but I picked this one up in Louisiana at a grocery store, and I've seen them in Arkansas at a lot of the stores here also. So they've been making their rounds around the bourbon world, but that's what we got. We get into it. Color is great on it. Nice little bourbon color, for an 86.6 proof. I did realize one thing on the back I'm going to read that is very interesting. Like, they don't have a whole lot on the back of this bottle, but there's a barreled on date, a barrel number, and a bottled on date. So very transparent with the age of the whiskey. So this one's barreled on December 4, 2015, and it was bottled on March 1st, 2024. So you're looking at roughly about a little over 8 years with the age on it, which is a good age for a single barrel, a good age for a bourbon in general. But as I was looking up stuff, it looks like most of the single barrel Evan Williams is 7 to 8 years. So on the back, I like they don't put a whole lot, but the stuff they do put is very interesting. So quick and to the point, this bourbon was personally selected by a master distiller only after meeting the exact standards of this vintage. Taken from a single barrel is the art of bourbon making at its finest. I love that statement. So I do believe that. So you can have different whiskeys, whether it be bottled and bond, right? Most bottled and bond, they want a consistent flavor for bottled and bond. So it's going to be 4 years old, 100 proof. They're taken from different barrels from one distillery, and they want to get one rounded flavor, to give you the flavor of their distillery. Whereas single barrel is a little different because you're getting the flavors of that barrel. So this Evan Williams single barrel will probably taste slightly different from a 7-year from another barrel, depending on where it was, the warehouse or the rick house, right? So it's cool that you get a little bit of personal touch on just what the barrel put on this actual bottle. So I like that in single barrels. That's the cool thing about bourbon, But let's get into it. Like I said, typical bourbon color on that one. If anything, a little lighter than most bourbons, a little lower proof. Let's get into the nose. So on the nose, classic Evan Williams profile. Without like the harshness I remember from the Evan Williams not single barrel, but bottled and bond. It's 100 proof though, so you're getting a little bit more proof on it. The bottled and bond, a little bit rougher edges. This one's more rounded. Obviously lower proof, but it's more rounded because it's older. So you're looking at 8 years and a few months, whereas the bottled and bond Evan Williams is roughly around 5 years old. It's benefiting from that extra age. But on the nose, very sweet. Almost like a honey graham cracker. Almost like a sweet honey tortilla, which is crazy, but I think that's like Evan Williams' profile is like a sweet corn tortilla, but more rounded. So on the Evan Williams bottled and bond, I clearly, distinctly, it comes out like a corn tortilla, but it's rougher. It's like got that dry, dusky corn. This one, you get that note, but it's rounded out with some charred oak, some caramel, bacon spices. Not a whole lot of alcohol presence to greet you. I mean, the proof's a little lower. But just a more rounded nose on it. Kind of the same notes you would get from the bottled and bond, just with the single barrel, you get more rounded notes. A little bit of vanilla. Crazy thing is, not a whole lot of cherry notes on this bourbon. Honey tortilla graham cracker is what I get from it for the most part. Let's get into the flavor, guys. Cheers. Man, that oak mid palate. Sweet from the get-go. First taste of it, really sweet. Like I said, honey graham cracker with a little tortilla hit, and that oak is present. That charred oak comes out mid palate. Finish is not bad for it. For the proof, I thought would kind of hinder the finish on this one, but man, that finish is still good for 86.6 proofer. Man, it's got a lot of flavor to it. And I think a lot of people, whenever you're looking at bourbon, they don't buy bourbon at higher proof just because they want a shitload of alcohol. I think the more alcohol carries more flavor. But with this whiskey in general, like, man, that flavor's coming out of there, and it's not a whole lot of alcohol. You're getting a lot of flavor still. And that usually doesn't happen with a lot of bourbons. Man, that charred oak note's great on it. Honey tortilla, that vanilla. The spices are on it, but like the spices come about when it charred oak hits mid palate, and you get bacon spices, the cinnamons, nutmeg. They kind of it tuckers on to the finish. The finish ain't bad though. Decent finish. I ain't gonna say it's super long. A decent medium finish for the proof on this one. I like it. So when I had it, I figured we'd do a review on it because honestly, when it comes to lower proof whiskeys, when I say lower proof, anything under 90 proof, this may be the best under 90 proof whiskey I've had. Maybe. The only thing that might take, kind of battle with it for that spot was the Michter's American, which I thought Michter's American. I'm not sure the proof on it. I know it's under 90 for sure. But that was great whiskey. But even the Michter's bourbon, the sour mash is great too. But this is a bourbon coming under 90, and it's awesome. This might be the best bourbon under 90. I don't know if I'd prefer the Michter's American over this though. But Michter's American was the best out of that, out of the bourbon and everything else. I like the American. Mash bill on this one, perfect for a Scotch guy that also likes bourbon. So corn 98%, malted barley's 12%, and the rye is 10%. So pretty high amount of malted barley on most Heaven Hill whiskeys, like on most Heaven Hill bourbons. But it's nice. I like it. Couyons rating on it. So price point on this, $35 is what I paid for this one. And that's pretty good price for this. I've seen it go as high as $50. This was a while back though, but $35 was in a store in Arkansas that I seen, but I actually bought this one for the same price in Louisiana at a grocery store. So $35, where in comparison, the Evan Williams bottled in bond runs about $18. So higher proof, but lower age on the bottled in bond. And you're looking at $18 to $35. But this is a much more rounded whiskey. So, but Couyons rating on it, I'm gonna go 7.25. I can't remember what I gave the Evan Williams bottled in bond, but it's probably right around the same. I would think right around the same, maybe a slightly edge to the bottled in bond, but this one's really good. For the price point on it, for $35. Now for $50, I probably wouldn't pick up another bottle for $50. For $35, I'd probably pick up another bottle. This is a good bottle to pick up if you see it, especially with the limited availability on it. If they don't do another run this year, you may never get another opportunity to have a bottle, of Evan Williams single barrel. So it'd be a good one to pick up and at least try it for $35. But that's what we got, guys, on Evan Williams single barrel on the Whiskey Couyons channel. I want to thank you guys for watching the channel. Thank you guys for watching the videos. If you've had Evan Williams single barrel, let me know what you think. Do you think it's better than the Evan Williams bottled in bond? Let me know what you think about it in the comments, guys, and we'll see you guys in the next video.